We welcome you into Overland Park, Kansas. It's Football Friday presented by the West Virginia Lottery. Hi, everybody. Tony Caridi along with Coach Dwight Wallace as West Virginia gets set to open up the 8th season in the Big 12 Conference. Coach Wallace, two teams that come in with great momentum. Kansas beat Boston College convincingly last week. West Virginia, obviously, an easy win over North Carolina State. Now the question becomes, which of these teams handles prosperity?
Well, that's a great thought there, Tony. You know, everything, I think when you're a young team like we are, everything is new. And I think you learn at every step. You took your first road trip to Missouri. Well, that was a learning experience. I heard Coach mention, I hope we'll be better at the travel trip this week, and I think that's correct. We learned about ourselves in that first game. We learned more the second game. We learned a lot this past week. And we found that, we're as good as we practice. We're as good as our fundamentals. We're as good as the results we show on the field. So I think it's still a learning process, but I do think you're right. I think both teams are kind of parallel in what they've done so far. Neither one played well for 2 games, but then in the third game, they both found out they had a possibility, so there's a lot of hope on both sides.
This Kansas team loves to run the ball. They've got 2 superb backs in Khalil Herbert and Puka Williams. Now, Herbert 2 years ago here ran for an amazing 291 yards, and they'll try to absolutely gash West Virginia. What's the key to stopping a team with 2 really good backs?
Well, and then you've said it, and others have mentioned. I know Coach talked about in his press conference. This might be the 2 best running backs as a tandem in the conference. So we're going to get our eyes opened right away. I look at them up front too. They're big, strong guys up front. They're scheming things well. They're giving them every opportunity to succeed, and these guys are north-south runners with good quickness and good explosiveness, so we're going to get really tested. So our ability to tackle in space, our ability to take on blocks, get off blocks, all those basics are going to be crucial.
And one other thing that you just cannot control, and that is the weather. There is the possibility that we could see rain, thunderstorms, and wind, and potential lightning. You could get into a situation here where you have one of those old Midwest delays, and how you handle that's also going to be key.
I wonder what they've got planned.
Yeah.
Last time we were at home, and we did a good job. We found out we had to feed our guys, didn't we? Remember that?
Sure.
And but that's a good thought, Tony. I hadn't thought about the lightning delay. I was thinking more about footing and that kind of a thing. So another learning situation.
Absolutely. All right, our pregame coverage on the radio side begins at 1 o'clock. Kickoff is set for 4:30, and we invite you to join us on the Mountaineer Sports Network. Along with Coach Dwight Wallace, I'm Tony Caridi, and this has been Football Friday presented by the West Virginia Lottery.